Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gail Morgan welcoming you to the Libertarian Counterpoint's Knuckleheads of Liberty podcast. You've heard their point, now listen to the counterpoint.
Welcome to the Knuckleheads of Liberty pod, coming at you on May 12th of 2021. Always interesting in these crazy times. But before we get into any of that stuff, let's introduce you to our panel. In our upper left-hand corner, we have Leon, the word Brathwaite, last word in Liberty. He is a retired engineer in the state of California. In our right-hand corner, we have our screaming eagle of freedom, Tim Everett. He is a pilot in the state of California, and it looks like he's found a new perch this week to do the show from.
Yep, Coeur d'Alene, Lake Coeur d'Alene in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And that's where I'm at on vacation. However, the Knuckleheads of Liberty never really take a vacation from the
podcast. That's because reality never takes a vacation from us.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. That's true.
And reality is pretty scary right now. But gosh, Tim, you know that background makes probably a lot more Californians probably ready to up and leave.
Yeah, I can shuffle around and show the what I'm looking at if we don't mind taking time from the podcast, but it's up to you, Jason.
Oh, well, why don't you do that now? By the way, too, my name's Jason McPhee. I am your host today. So, but if anytime you want to do it, feel free, Tim, and we'll...
Well, let's get it out of the way then.
Okay.
And I'll just pick up the iPad Pro here and flip it around. And so, see if I can... Yeah, so there's the bay, and then if I can get a little bit better look out at the lake.
Yeah. Now see the way you were shaking. The way you were shaking around there, if we were CNN, we would have reported this as an earthquake.
Yes,
exciting scoop.
Well, anything to boost viewership ratings.
Indeed.
Okay. Well, speaking of earthquakes, it's crazy all the stuff in California that's going on with education. And one of the most recent things that they've proposed is just seismic, in my opinion, with respect to mathematics, is they actually are pushing for, I guess, some kind of an equity in mathematics in school. And we talked about the idea that they think that there's all this push to get training of eliminating white supremacy from mathematics and all kinds of other crazy ideas. Well, now they've decided that because they don't have the right people, I guess they don't have the right kind of color schemes or whatever it is that they imagine they're looking for finishing at calculus, they want to start setting it up so that nobody finishes calculus in California, which is just insane. I mean, you talk about the ladder of opportunity just being ripped away from so many kids. I just can't believe it. But apparently they're not happy with the numbers of how they're coming out. And so they're saying, I guess in K through 8, they want to eliminate any kind of advanced math classes that could set kids up toward getting to calculus by the end of high school. It's just it's crazy. You guys want to jump in on this, either of you?
Okay. Well, you know what it is, these idiots, they are woke, they are a damn joke, and they are going to leave our kids broke.
Yes.
That's what's going to happen. Their minds will be broken. So here these clowns come around and tell us, well, we are seeing different numbers, different outcomes in mathematics. The answer is not to use Jaime Escalante's model of trying to raise standards and teach these kids what they really should know, like starting with the basics of reading, writing, and arithmetic. That is not the answer. The answer is that we have a problem. It's white supremacy, and we need some equity in here. So we're going to teach them about social justice. We have to teach them about environmental this and environmental that, and all that other crap that does nothing about the education of our children. When are we going to wake up to the reality of these people? They don't care about our children. They don't. They are poisoning their minds with a bunch of filth, which will get them nowhere in life. But all of this just goes back to one thing, one basic underlying thing. They are attacking the values of Western civilization. That's all they're doing. They are poisoning the minds of our children. It is nothing but propaganda, destroying their minds and trying to let them think that the evil in their life is not the racism that is being perpetuated upon them. It's not the mind destruction that is being perpetuated upon them. None of that is the real thing. The only thing they want the kids to know is that Western civilization is evil and loaded with white supremacy, and we're going to stamp it out of you, and we're going to fix all things and take us to this educational utopia. Parents have to wake up, and they have to change this before it go along too far. Well, it's already too far along. They got to change this, and they got to change this fast. We need competition in these schools, and we need it fast. Otherwise, the next generation or the next 10 generations will be lost.
Wow. Yeah. What did they call it? I've got to look at my notes here. It's way up there. I can't remember what they called it, but it was some kind of board of people making this decision, and they were talking about eliminating or trying to achieve equality, so that everybody reaches some level or other. So that obviously negates people that have talents, which they want to. They say that they want to dismiss that whole idea of having extra skills inbred, or from your genetics, your old genetic code. Never mind blue eyes, brown eyes. Can you jump higher than the other guy? Are you more coordinated? Are you taller? Are you better at basketball? Is math come easy to you? Does reading come easy to you? None of these things matter. What we have to do is so that it's just the same old thing, just lowering the standards down so that everybody supposedly gets some equal level when they graduate. So they're just, rather than, like Leon says, rather than doing the Jaime Escalante, raise everybody up, they just bring everybody down. Heck, that's a lot easier, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't take much. I would assume the majority of teachers would be all into that, because now they don't have to have some super bright kid that knows calculus, or that it has an easy time learning calculus and other mathematics. They don't have to teach them. So it works out best for everybody except the students. So once again, these government types want to punish the young, just like they did with COVID.
COVID, exactly.
We're here. We're the adults, and we're going to take it out on you, you little skulls full of mush, and we're going to, just do what's best for us. And heck with you guys. Sorry, but if you're bright and you could really excel at certain things, I guess. Yeah. So, okay, let's bring this toward everything. So a really good basketball player, you got to bench him. He's on third string because we got to bring everybody else out there and give them equal time, right? We can't play a game to win. We have to play our game of basketball to make sure that everybody gets equal time on the floor, whether you are horrible at dribbling or not, and if the coach on the other side just maybe wants to cheat a little bit by having the really good players play for an extra minute or two in the game and maybe get a little advantage that way, then so be it. It's not about winning. It's about equality.
Everybody have to get a trophy, Everybody must get that.
Yep. An equal trophy too. None of this best player most valuable player.
Most valuable player. No, we can't have that in this utopia that they're about to create.
No.
One of the most one of the most disgusting things about this, this whole thing is premised on this white supremacy. The people who are performing the best in mathematics, in all STEM area, to be honest, science, engineering, mathematics, the whole bit. The people performing the best, the citizens of the United States who are performing the best, are not whites. It's Indians and Indian Americans and Japanese Americans. They are doing the best. They're outperforming whites. So really and truly, whites should be complaining about Indian superiority and Japanese American superiority. That's what they should be complaining about now. This is crap. Lord help us.
And by Indian, just to clarify, you mean Asian, essentially.
Yes, not American Indians. I'm talking about Indians from Asia, yes.
Yeah, but this is just like you were saying, Tim. I guess if we're looking for equality, maybe it's time for LeBron James to take a seat on the bench and the Lakers
I think
experience some of my well-grounded basketball games.
Yes.
with my 4-inch verticals.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, me too. I mean, I'm soon to be 65. I should be given an equal shot too.
Sure. Yeah. Well, let's extrapolate a little further, and in the future, let's make sure that all the surgeons that are, that are doing the open heart surgery on you. I mean, let's get the guy that barely made it through. Because forget about that guy that's got all kinds of. Well, I guess they wouldn't have accolades or awards in the future. Because what good would it do them? To, for example, pay for advanced courses to attend to improve their skills as a surgeon and get all the state-of-the-art stuff when you can't make more money from it because you are equal to all the other surgeons. And the same thing with pilots. Let's, the guys that could, I don't even know, maybe we shouldn't even make them pass, get certificated and maybe not have companies like Delta and United, American, UPS, FedEx, and have them run their pilots through flight training to improve their skills. Why should we do that? That's kind of unequal, isn't it? All the other pilots out there.
And when I show up, and Tim, when I show up and I say, hey, I think I should be able to fly one of your fancy planes.
Yeah,
then,
you should be.
And then when you tell me no, you have no training, then I'll tell you about the white supremacy you guys are practicing.
Exactly.
That's what's
Exactly. Yes, you will. You may be telling it to Asian American female flight crew at the same time, but you may be arguing with them to get on board because they went through the training and passed the check rides required. But I don't see why you shouldn't be able to under this new equal. This whole brand new equality world.
Equity.
And to drill down to the principle that is going on with this secular religion, essentially, is what it is with this equity. The thing they miss, the biggest thing they miss about markets, is that when you have a market. Oh, there we go.
Hi.
This is Zoe.
Hi, Zoe. Hi, Zoe.
Say hi. Say hi. Say they can hear it through here.
Hi. Hi.
We have a new panelist on.
Yes.
A guest. We have a guest panelist.
Yes.
Okay. What is Zoe's connection to you?
Zoe is Tammy's granddaughter.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
What are you, 4 years old?
All right.
Oh. So nice to meet you, Zoe.
We're expanding our market.
Yeah. Starting them off young. She's tough as nails. This gal.
Really well, we got to get them before they get to the public schools.
That's true.
I know.
That's absolutely true.
Otherwise, her math future isn't adding up.
It's not looking good right now.
Exactly.
But speaking of this essentially a secular religion is going on. The thing they miss when they are pushing for all of this equity is they miss the fact that the outliers, the positive outliers, propel society forward. I mean, these are the Newtons, the Galileos, the Bill Gates, all of these people who have made big advancements for us. that they are the outliers. And if we are trying to destroy the outliers for the sake of equality, the future for humanity doesn't look that good. But speaking of religion, one of the other ideas I wanted to get into as well is this religion on masks that we're doing, and now that's popping up in the schools. And we actually had a case of a track coach, and I'm not quite sure which state he was in, but
New Hampshire. It was New Hampshire.
Yeah, and he made a stand for his kids, and unfortunately, I don't have the full quote here, but he actually took a stand where he was not going to allow the school to force kids to wear masks in his track team. He was saying, this is ridiculous. This is insane that you have some runner who's out there by themselves in the full sunshine running, and you're telling that kid they have to wear a mask during their activity. And so he took a stand and he said, I'm not going to promote this to my kids. And the school fired him. And he kind of put himself in a position where he knew that the school had to address this one way or the other. And they chose to fire him so that they could, keep on with this crazy religion on masks. I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on this story?
Well, I heard his podcast. Can't remember who put it on. Tom Woods, I believe. And it was a great podcast. The guy brought up, and you can read the CDC requirements for mask wearing now. And, if you're outside and you're doing strenuous activity, even they are saying don't wear a mask. And the WHO, the World Health Organization, both organizations are saying the same thing. So where do they conjure up this requirement for high school students in races up to 2 miles? I call that strenuous activity, strenuous exercise, and any normal person would believe that. So his daughter, even he wrote this on a weekend, sent it out, and they fired him on Monday.
Monday, right?
And the following Monday morning, first thing in the morning, we got to get rid of this guy. My gosh, such heresy. Posting the requirements as espoused by the CDC and the WHO, heck with that. We're gonna get rid of this guy, and we're gonna continue on with our insanity. Stop the insanity. Anyway, so it just doesn't matter to them. It just doesn't matter. It's like if they say it's so, then that's the way it's got to be. And so his daughter's still in these in the track team. So when he goes to watch her and sees the events, then the first thing that happens after the gun goes off is the kids that are going to win pull that mask down and are technically wearing it under their chin, but off they go. And they're the ones that can win. Some of the kids will pull it down over their nose, and then I suppose the future minions of America just wear their masks dutifully, unable to compete, unable to breathe, and
unable to do calculus as well.
That's true.
Unable to do calculus. Right. So there you have it.
But by the way, I pulled up the quote, and I just think this is a marvelous quote, so I want to read it to you. He says in the interview, I'll come straight to the point. I will not put kids on the track and tell them to run races while wearing masks. I will not stand up in front of kids and lie to them that these masks are doing anything worthwhile in an open field with wind blowing and the sun shining. These insane policies are robbing kids of once-in-a-lifetime opportunities for no valid reason other than irrational fears and going along with the sheep.
Exactly. Well said. It's a funny thing happening right now. So Fauci, right, our esteemed epidemiologist or whatever the hell he is, I don't know what he is these days, quite frankly. He's more like a politician than anything else. Fauci lied to us several times during the pandemic. We could point to so many things he did, in particular about the mask. First, it was no mask, then it was one mask, and now he's claiming there's 2 masks. But he lied to us. At some point in time, he lied to us multiple times. But you notice something happened? Nobody fired him. Here is this coach, average middle-class guy, trying to do his job, standing up for the kids with the science behind his back, And you know what happened to him? They fired him. Isn't that an amazing thing?
That's the sound of the Inquisition burning people at the stake.
Exactly.
That's the modern day Inquisition.
Exactly.
And notice if they could burn them at the stake, they probably would.
Well,
yeah.
But notice,
I mean,
notice only selected people getting burned at the stake.
Yeah.
Fauci should have been burned a long time ago, right? He should have been burned a long time ago, but only selected people get burned.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, speaking of selected people, we have a one selected governor here in California who's been selected for a recall election. And it appears to be his latest gambit is to try to convince the voters that he's Santa Claus. And so he has started a new round of special California stimulus relief checks. Now, we've already been stimulated massively to the point where people aren't going to pick up open jobs. And he's adding an extra $600 he's sending out to everybody, and not just citizens, too, non-citizens as well, which is interesting.
Yes.
I don't know how that plays into the libertarian perspective specifically on this, but just the idea that he's sending out all this money. And are people this stupid that they're just going to, forget about everything bad he's done? The fact that he's let prisoners have all this billions of dollars on EDD while they've been in jail. The fact that he's, essentially presided over such poor management of our forests that we've literally had orange skies for weeks long in the year. I mean, just that the lockdowns that he's forced on so many people while other states are just humming along. I mean, are we just supposed to forget all this just because he's giving everybody a check now? You guys have any thoughts on that?
Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, it just reminds me of the whole thing. We're here. Okay, the government came and broke my leg, and then they gave me some crutches. Aren't they great? Go ahead, Leon.
No, I just say Newsom is going to buy his way back into the governorship. I mean, he's under recall. The Democrats looking like they're getting very confident that he will survive, but he's gonna make sure that he survives. He's going to use our money, taxpayers' money. He's going to use our money to buy his way back into the governor's office. He's going to send out all these wonderful checks. He's going to be Santa Claus for a day or two, a week, 2 weeks, 2 months. I don't know how long, but he's going to be Santa Claus. And then next thing you know, he's going to be ushered in, and then he's going to claim victory and say, you see all those right-wing people that are trying to get rid of me, but I survived because of my hard work that I've done for the state of California. God help us.
All of those tough meals at the what do they call that restaurant? The
French Laundry.
Yeah. The French Laundry. Those tough, $10,000 bar tabs that building up and whining and dining at these places. God, I feel for him.
No, he don't want anybody to remember that he was a COVID super spreader by going to the French Laundry when you were telling everybody to stay home, put on your mask, and all this other nonsense. No, you're not gonna remember that. No.
Yeah. While he was burning down the economy, he was burning it up at the French Laundry. Yeah.
I don't know. I've got somebody here trying to take over the spotlight.
Yeah, we see that. We see that thing.
Well, we'll have to see how that affects our rating.
Yeah.
Yeah, we may be hiring Zoe here.
That's right. We may have to bring Zoe on the show more often.
Yeah, we may start being accused of child endangerment or where you work a child to death,
violating child labor laws.
Yeah, child labor. That's right. We got to be careful.
Well, speaking of coming off this, hold on a second. Yeah, my volume muted. But speaking of coming off of the COVID and the craziness of dealing with COVID. Now in our Knucklehead Noise Patrol, I wanted to get into Biden, and Biden apparently is thinking he's going to cure cancer with the force of magic of government. I guess he's ready to wave that magic wand, and I guess in his April 28th address to Congress, what he specifically said is he said the National Institute of Health, the NIH, should create a similar advanced research projects agency for health to develop breakthroughs to prevent, detect, and treat diseases like Alzheimer's, diabetes, and cancer. Let's end cancer. And so if it was that easy, I didn't realize all it took was a government decree. I guess this is the science of 2021, government, there's nothing it can't do. You guys have any thoughts on this?
Well, my only thing is, it just goes in keeping with similar policies regarding the economy where, it's just... Never mind the laws of supply and demand. We'll just just create trillions of dollars of new money, and there won't be any repercussions. And anything that we need to fix will be fixed with all this money printing that we do, and debt that we get involved in. And so, to me, it's just a very similar thing. Now, I'm not sure that they actually believe it. I kind of just think, he's just, I don't know, is he pandering to someone stupid enough to vote for him because he's saying he's going to cure cancer, along with all the other economic things? We're going to create jobs. The government's going to create jobs.
Tell me this. Yes.
Yeah, he's going to cure cancer the way he created that million jobs. No,
Jason. It was those shovel-ready jobs that he created. That is what. Yes. That's what we are working about.
So, it's just the same kind of stuff. Now, I really don't think they believe it. I'm gonna cure cancer.
You don't believe these Democrats believe this garbage that is spilled from their mouths? You don't believe that?
Maybe not the ones spewing the garbage, but I think of course, Joe Biden, who knows what he thinks, but I think it's the voters that just they get all warm and fuzzy, and I think that's all that matters. I think it's emotions, just selling. It's the same thing as selling your car based on the hot chick that's sitting in the car, the actress and the actor in the car, if I buy this car, I'm going to get a hot chick like this sitting next to me. Yeah. So that's what I think. I'm sorry, Leon, we're running.
No, it's no problem. I mean, it's quick. It's never ceased to amaze me that these people always think that they could do something and they could solve some big problem. We have private labs and public labs all over the place researching cancer. Why we need another one? Why?
Yeah. Well, it makes me think too that Obama's got to be thinking, why didn't I cure cancer? Well,
that's right. Why didn't I think about that? Oh my God.
Well, I think that's about the end of our show today. We'll have to solve that question for another show. But we'll see you at the next one. Thanks so much and stay free.
Indeed.
Take care.
Bye.